What's up, everybody? It's Debergerack. Today we are talking about Karl Jobst. It has been a couple weeks. I thought I was out. They pulled me back in, and now we are once again discussing our favorite lawsuit video game channel. So yesterday we got a tweet from Billy Mitchell saying that Karl Jobst has declared bankruptcy officially in what we're assuming is him trying to get out of paying what he owes, which is a lot of money. No doubt. It's going to be insane for him to pay all that back, even with the income he has. And it's kind of stunning that he declared bankruptcy in the first place because he had said in his original video that he is prepared to lose.
In saying that, nothing is certain in the legal system, and there is also a non-zero chance that somehow Billy wins. If that happens, I would need to pay back some of his costs, though it would almost certainly be on the standard costs basis. I don't know what Billy has spent so far, but based on the poor quality of work by his lawyers, it's probably less than half of what I've spent on mine. And while my loss seems unlikely, I would be an idiot if I didn't prepare for it. I've been privileged enough to have a lot of financial help from members of the public and people like Notch who have donated a tremendous amount of money, but this only covers my own legal expenses. It doesn't cover any of the damages I would have to pay or any of the legal costs Billy has incurred. This might end up being hundreds of thousands of dollars on top of what I've already spent. Again, it's extremely unlikely, but I've done the best I could to earn enough money to survive the worst case scenario. And I'm happy to say that if the worst case scenario does eventuate, me and my family will survive.
At some point, that went off the rails because he's not prepared to lose if he's sitting here declaring bankruptcy to avoid paying what he owed. Possibly, it wouldn't surprise me if his plan was, I'll just declare bankruptcy to get out of it. Given that he has proven a couple different times now that he's not as smart as we thought he was. But I think it's pretty arrogant of him to have said, oh, don't worry, I can handle it if I lose. And now he's sitting here filing for bankruptcy. Now, I didn't find out about this from the tweet, actually. I found out about this from a Discord leak that was dropped about a week prior to Billy's post. It was a Kino Casino clip that we're going to play here because I just want you to appreciate the chaos that ensues.
Oh, no! Now here comes Billy to fault Karl! Here comes Billy to collect. Ooh, so here's Karl saying that he declares bankruptcy in his Discord server, and he says bankruptcy is nature's do-over.
Yeah, over here at the bottom. Look at this.
Look at that, bro.
But you can't declare bankruptcy on a case like this, right?
No, you can't dodge this judgment. He's gonna lose fucking everything.
Oh.
And Billy goes, potentially losing my family's primary residence and my YouTube channel to support them is nature's do-over.
Oh my God,
Ooh,
Billy!
Buddy,
Twisting the knife.
Billy just salting the wounds, bro.
So Karl discusses in this clip that he basically owes $700,000 total, but Notch covered $300,000. So almost half of it was paid for by this billionaire founder of Minecraft, right? He had a billionaire in his corner trying to fight this case. He did say he's probably not going to make it public, but because he spent all the GoFundMe money on his own legal fees, he's going to talk about how much he's still out of pocket. So that's going to be interesting to hear. I'm curious if he's actually going to drop that video, or since we know this information now and we have this Discord leak, I wonder if he's going to say anything or he's just going to keep his fucking head down and stick to the video game videos. But he also says in this that there's not a way for him to appeal the case. It's over. There's no way for him to appeal this. But on top of that, my understanding of this is the amount that he was ordered to pay out, it wasn't high enough to be considered malicious on the part of the judge. So it was like under that threshold. It's considered a reasonable judgment. So he's fucked either way. It sucks, but again, self-inflicted. And remember, back when he was discussing this case in 2023, we have this screenshot where he's talking about taking his business, taking his car, taking all of his assets. And it's going to be absolutely absurd because that's what he was saying a day before the verdict dropped. On March 29th, Karl was talking about taking him for everything he's worth. He said that Billy was going to try and declare bankruptcy to get out of it if he loses, and he was going to chase him to the ends of the earth. He was going to chase Billy down to get what he is owed. And we're all just sitting here like, dude, are you fucking insane? I can't believe, like, the karma, the sowing and the reaping is just nuts. Everything that he spoke into existence for himself, he had wished upon Billy, and now he is facing the consequences of his action. And actually following the tweet that Billy put out where he said Karl declared bankruptcy, we have him kind of gloating about it. And, you know, there are some people that are still kind of critical of him being a dick about the win. But, you know, we have to keep in mind that Karl had said, even like a year ago, he lost because of this. He was talking about how Billy deserves to lose. He has to lose. When he wins, he's going to hold it over him for like a year. He's never going to let him forget that Karl beat him in court. So Billy's being a petty bitch, but that's not only is that expected of Billy, but he can't sit here and bitch about that when he was literally doing that this entire time, thinking he was going to win. It's honestly just kind of shocking that he had the balls to say all this shit, and now he's trying to weasel his way out of the verdict. It's like, little brother, you lost. Pay what you owe. If you can't pay it, they're going to find a way to get the money. Fucked up, you made a huge mistake, and now not only you, but your family has to pay the consequences. The only thing that really honestly bothers me about this is the impact that it's going to have on his kid. Like, I'm sure his wife backed him up on this and supported him in his crusade. If she didn't, I feel really bad for her that she got caught up in this too, but like, that kid didn't do anything. And I think it's incredibly fucked that Karl put a personal petty beef with an American dude who cheated on Donkey Kong 30 years ago over the well-being of his family. It makes me really sad for his kid, but that's just how it is. So when I had said in my last video that I'd put out about it that I kind of hoped if he could appeal to lower the amount, he would, and I genuinely kind of hoped that it would go well, it's not because I didn't want Karl to lose less, it's because I hated the fact that it's going to have an impact on his family. Like, if he can't pay, if he's filing for bankruptcy, they're going to find a way to get the money. They're going to seize assets. They could take his YouTube channel, much like how Karl's talking about taking the business, taking the car. What does he think they're going to do to him? You know, it's honestly, I've never seen a situation like this where there's so much, like, I guess, schadenfreude. It's kind of insane. I've never seen a situation that is just flipped so perfectly on the person who thought he had it all figured out and that he thought he was going to win, just to watch it just kind of crumble to dust before his eyes. I have never seen it to the scale that has happened here with Billy. So all that being said, we're going to watch for updates on exactly what this bankruptcy is going to look like for him. Honestly, it's his own damn fault. It sucks that it got so expensive. It sucks that he has to pay that much money. But again, I mean, you made the choices, so now you gotta live with them, buddy boy. And I just don't think that making that declaration is going to save you the way that you think it might. That's all I've got to say for now. Obviously, I will keep you updated with Karl Jobst because it's just crazy the amount of karma that is just being dumped on his shoulders this year. So that's about it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.